Take five. Turn nothing into something. Hey, snippy snip. Okay, very sticky. Okay, very sticky. Very sticky. Ooh. Ah, good boy, Babs. Good boy, very sticky. Very sticky. Very sticky. Yes, yes. Yeah, good boy. Hey, hey. Take five. Turn nothing into something. You ready? So I'm sort of practicing to be a magician. Okay. In this hand, I have. You guys ready? You guys ready? I'm not very good, actually. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Is nothing. You see it? You see it? It's like magically appeared. I mean, like from nowhere. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool, right? So, although it might, I mean, you might say, well, there's a Wi-Fi signal, oxygen, radio bandwidth, right? I mean, if I had a little radio transistor here and I turned it on, I would receive the radio. So it might be nothing. Depends on how you see it. Because what you might also see is an idea, a thought, a story, a project, a product, a service, a future speech. One thought, one idea that starts out as looks like nothing, and we're going to turn it into something tonight. All right. So my magician stuff, I'm going to need you to close your eyes a little bit. So, yeah, that's because I got to rehearse a little bit. Okay. All right. So there's nothing. Remember. All right. So close your eyes. Close your eyes. Oh, I dropped my nothing. That's a little magician joke. Uh, yeah. Close your eyes. Okay. Ready? Okay. Open your eyes. Now look at that. Magically, while you had your eyes closed, I transformed that nothing into something. Look at that. I kind of got to practice a little more. That anyway. So how did I do that? How did that nothing turn into something? Because this something, I got to tell you, started out as nothing. This started out as an idea. It started out as a thought. It started out as a plan. I mean, all those things, they can all be sitting right here, right? I mean, an idea, a thought, a plan, sure. Yeah, maybe. Can't really see much. But that's how this thing starts. Now, for many of you know, I run a program called Spark, where I write books. I lead others, parents usually, to write books together with kids. And these are two books that my nieces wrote. I thought I would bring them along because, well, one reason is because part of the speech, I had to use visual props. But the visual prop led me to my speech idea because a lot of us see things like this. We see nothing, whereas somebody else might see something. And how do we get from nothing to something? With less magic. All right, are you ready? So remember, how did this start again? An idea. And maybe it was even an idea sort of pulled out from somebody else through discussion or dialogue to get from this to this. But they needed to start with one thing. They needed to start in one place with one thing, and that was an idea. Hey, Martha. What's that, Pips? So, how do they get from here to here? Let's do that first step tonight. Now, each and every one of you has a post-it note, blank, hopefully still, if you've already written on a turn over, a blank post-it on your desk or on your lap. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to take this idea of yours, by the way, and we are going to make it concrete. And we are going to do that by writing it out. Because what we then do is we transform this like vague, gaseous, oxygen floaty thing into something that someone else could then read, right? Now, don't get scared. I will keep it anonymous. Do not put your name on it. So if you have an idea that's just burning inside of you, you think, oh, I know what it is. No, 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 no. Go for it. Usually it comes from the gut. Now, for those of you who don't quite have that yet, it might come from the heart. Something that's just like, I must write about this. Or your mind. It's like, I should write about this. This should be my idea. And remember, I'm not necessarily talking about a book. It's just an idea. Maybe it's a speech. Maybe it's a discussion. Maybe it's something that's bugging you and you want to talk about it. You want to get it out. So if you don't quite have an idea yet, let's go to the car. This is a great way to get ideas, by the way, because also if you don't have that face-to-face dialogue, but we are parallel looking forward, sometimes it's easier to let the ideas come. So we're driving along in the car. I'm the driver, or this, and you're the passenger, and an idea is going to come to you in a second here. Okay. So this driver for you is someone sort of like they just love you. I mean, they just like unconditionally love you. They love you so much. They love everything you do and say. They think you're just the most brilliant person of all time. And you're just like gushing with confidence and ideas, and everything you say is just like magical and fantastic and brilliant. Oh, well, how did you think of that? And if this still isn't working for you, think of this person as like a 3-year-old. They can't even talk, or can they talk? They don't talk much. They're definitely going to say, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Got it yet? And if none of this works, you still have a blank page, I want you to write down the first word that comes to your mind right now. One word. All right? We all have something written. Great. Don't put your name on it. It's anonymous. There's not going to be a quiz later, but I am going to collect them. I'm not going to line them up with you. Because one thing here, the one block that goes from here to here is fear. Fear. Fear of it's not going to be good enough. It's not the greatest idea of all time. But here's the trick. One idea creates other ideas. And that's what I wanted to get through to you tonight. How to go from nothing to something begins with the first step. And a pen, maybe a post-it note, maybe a 3-year-old driver. There's some magic. But it all starts with you. Thank you very much. Now, give me all those post-its.